Hello, Rishi. It's really nice to have you. I'm super excited to record this success story experience of yours. You have been truly an inspiring student of my academy. And students who know you already, they know what kind of journey you have taken. So it's my pleasure to record this, and I'm super excited. And I know this success story interview of yours is going to motivate, inspire a lot of people. So you may start and share your story with all of us.
Okay. So, thank you for this opportunity, Payal. Uh, so, just to start with my introduction, short introduction. So, my name is Rishi Kumar. I live in Bangalore. Uh, on the professional side, I'm a global delivery head in one of the global banks, managing the IT, and I'm also the site leader for their Bangalore office. That's on the professional side. On the personal side, I'm happily married, and I have two teenager kids, so that's the reason of all the hairs gone. Both of them have board this year, so my son is 15 and he'll be writing his 10th board, and my daughter will be soon 18 and she's in the process of writing her 12th board. So that's so we live with our mom as well. So I lost my father last year, so now all of us live together in Bangalore, uh, the garden city of India. So that's about my little bit about my kind of personal and professional introduction. So now, how do I get to know about it, right? So that is again a story. So out of curiosity, I joined kind of hypnotherapy program, and it was like 4 or 5 sessions I took. It was mainly because of I maybe I wanted to see because in my early childhood I used to read comics like Mandrake, and also the main protagonist, he used to like hypnotize people like doing this, and I was very curious that okay, what exactly is therapy? So I joined this. It was a good experience, but at the end of it, in my feedback, uh, my hypnotherapy coach, she wrote that okay, I should work on my self love, and that was little shocking for me because I used to teach people that okay, you should have your self love tank full, and though I did not know much about it, but yes, a very superficial way I used to tell them. So that got me thinking that okay, I'm teaching people, or teaching means that okay, helping few of my friends and known people who used to approach me. So what is this about? And that moment, I saw your ad about the emotional detox program. And to be honest, it was a very basic ad, nothing very enticing about it. Like we see these days, kind of lot of other ads, very professionally done and all. But that word self-love, it got stuck with me. And since it was like just 399 rupees program, and it was like over 5 days, I said, okay, there must be something. Okay, let me try. So this is one of the good things I would say in me is that okay, I have still that the kind of habit of curiosity that is still there. That okay, I keep trying new things, and sometimes it works, most of the time it doesn't work. So that's and I'm okay to pay the price for that. So I joined this program, and it was, I think, in the month of November of December or December last year. And you started off with like WhatsApp. It was a WhatsApp kind of program for 5 days, and on the fifth day you came live. And there was one statement which you made, which hit me very hard. You mentioned that okay, दो खाली लोग एक दूसरे को कभी fulfill नहीं कर सकते, and you gave an example of like okay, if my glass is empty and I'm looking for a drink, and I'm going to somebody and his glass is also empty, so we can't give anything to each other, right? So there might be pleasures, but there won't be any happiness. And you were talking about relationship. So that time I was exactly looking for something like that, because one of my very close friend, she was going through tough time, and I was trying to help her out. So I said, okay, this is it, and that's where I kind of joined your emotional mastery program. Uh, but during this process of or the journey of emotional mastery program, is forget about that. Okay, my reason of joining was to kind of explore that. Okay, what is self love for me? Then intention was to help somebody very close. But during the process of emotional mastery program, and I came to know that okay, I have access to so many courses, very very strong, powerful courses, which I can go back and refer any point of time in whole of my life, right? So that was very very phenomenal. I never saw anybody offering such kind of courses at such a nominal price, right? So, and that too, which has lifetime access. So that started to kind of, I started to kind of explore myself a little bit. One of the major uh, getaway from the emotional mastery program was uh, two things, I would say. First thing is that when you started with that, okay, you start to accept yourself more and expect less from others, even from yourself and from others as well. And when I look back at my journey of life, and I think I asked you that question also, that okay, why now? Why didn't I reach out to somebody like you maybe 20 years back, right? Why now? And you mentioned that Rishi, everybody has their right time. Maybe you are ready now, right? Uh, so this was like very hard hitting for me, and it was not easy. I'll be honest with you. It was not at all easy. I always used to believe in kind of perfection, being a Virgo, so always believing in perfection. My relationships used to be like perfect from my side, but I also used to expect perfection from the other side, right? My friendships used to be perfect from my side, means if I'm a friend of somebody, then they can rely on me like 24 bar 7 whole of their life. But then there would be some testing times, and if they don't fall into that kind of category, or they fail the test, then I used to end my relationship, and it used to be a messy affair most of the time, because I have given so much into that friendship or relationship. So I used to feel kind of like some part of me has gone, and some part of me, and then very kind of empty from inside. And then it used to take some time to kind of again replenish and look for anything else. Uh, Also, because of some of my childhood experiences and all, so I was always kind of a giver kind of personality. That is number one. And number two, I used to look for validations outside of me. Okay, whether I am good or not good, somebody should tell me. And if somebody has appreciated me, whether it is in office, or at home, or in my personal side, means I would be on cloud nine that day, right? So actually, in your emotional mastery program, I actually got to know about these facets of my life, which I was not even aware, right? So second good part about this program was the support calls. Okay, means I remember that all of us were on one side in terms of dedications, and you were on the other side in terms of dedication. Means I used to think that okay, see, I have attended many programs, right? So because when I started the journey of self exploration almost 4 5 years back, so, and understood that okay, there are no free lunches in life. So I have invested in my own journey, in my own learnings. So I used to see that, okay, people come, people deliver their content, and people will take feedback, or answer queries, and they will go, right? And you were like, okay, 2 minutes ho gaye, okay, why Rishi is not here? So I'm getting like, okay, personal messages, are you joining and on? And I was thinking, man, means this dedication is par excellence, right? So and it was not like just for the sake of having it. It was like you were so uh, forceful that okay, you are here in support call, and I'm investing my time, and why are you not investing your time in your own support call? And that was really really good. You actually, I know that okay, in a public setup people don't open up, but you gave that very safe platform for all of us to kind of we slowly started to open up, and it was tremendous journey. At the end of it, when I came to know, because if you remember, I asked you a question that okay, how can I be in the resourceful state always, right? Because it used to be, I was in my journey, it was 3 months. It seems like 3 months is a long time, but it just flew past. And in that particular journey, I was thinking, that, no, something is lacking. Something is still lacking. I can't end my journey at this point of time. And I was thinking about it. I even asked you that, okay, how can I be in resourceful state all the time? And you mentioned that, okay, yeah, wait for some time, we'll get to know. And then bingo means we got to know about your personalized program. And I was like, okay, the price which I'm paying for this, I'm talking on the monetary side right now. The price which I'm paying for this, it is the same price. It is lesser than the price which I pay for a group coaching in some other platform. And I was like, okay, means I'm getting so many calls. When I saw that, okay, you will put in like 3 hours of session each time, I said, what will I talk 3 hours? Okay, or what will she talk 3 hours? But I went ahead with that, and I was 100. By the time uh, I was sold out, and I knew in my heart that okay, she's the one who has the guts to kind of change me. I will share one of the comment from my wife, right? So uh, uh, in in sometime, I don't know whether it was don't remember whether it was emotional mastery or in this personalized coaching, but you use the word that okay, Rishi, don't be a sticky energy. And when I shared this with my wife, right? So, and she said, did she say so? I said, yeah. Okay. Okay, man. Somebody in this world has the guts to tell you who you are. And Palmis, with all the good intentions, but I used to think that, okay, if something has worked for me, and if then I used to think that, okay, it will definitely work for everybody around me who are close to me. So I will kind of sell that piece of information, not only about your course, but everything, right? So even if there is a dress or if there is anything, vacation or anything. And by nature that I used to kind of push, कर लो ना, बहुत अच्छा है, this and that. And uh, it was you who first kind of made me aware that, okay, yes, it is okay for you to communicate if you have found something good, then it is their life, right? So coming back, taking a step back. So I started this journey with you, I think on 25th of Feb. And by then, I started to notice small changes inside me, right? So, first thing, that acceptance, right? So, I started to accept myself as I am. Uh, whole of my teenager time and whole of my youth, I'm kind of, I recently, like, okay, I recently completed 49 years, right? So, but whole of my youth, I was always in this kind of self-doubt kind of thing, is that, okay, I don't look good, right? So I have a different kind of nose, I have a different kind of ear, and my mustaches are not even, and my front teeth are disturbed. I was always and always conscious about that. And and due to that, what used to happen is that, okay, I used to put in extra effort in terms of my actions, because I have to cover my looks side as well, right? But if I see in life that, okay, it never mattered, right? So I made good friends, but I never used to realize that. That part you made me realize that, okay, you have to start accepting yourself as you are. Not means not in terms of looks and all, you did not specify, but your teachings and the way you used to deliver, right? So I remember all my sessions, none of the sessions got over in 3 hours. Okay. So I and you gave me that confidence. I don't know from where that, okay, I used to talk like, I remember it took me almost like 14 and a half hours, three full sessions, like 4 hours, 4.5 hours kind of thing, uh, just to tell you about my life story, right? First three sessions. And you never stopped at any point of time that, Rishi, time over. Okay, let's stop next time. Means you always allowed it to come to a logical conclusion, and then you used to end the session. So this was another aspect which actually I learned from you, is that give your 10x, okay, for whatever. And then I have started to apply this in my job. So I will come to that what has happened there as well. But these are like very subtle lessons, which is not part of the content. But when you see somebody kind of conducting herself in a way, you get those small invaluable nuggets, I would say, from that. And and thank you for that, because that is one. If I have to take like one thing, okay, giving yourself 100%, sorry, giving your 10x, giving your 100%, not 100%, 1000% into anything you do. In terms of success in life, I think that is the only mantra. We talk about action, and that is the only mantra,
Sure.
right? So, so this journey started. I remember that I'm a short-tempered person, right? So I always have been very short-tempered person. And slowly, when I started to accept myself, okay, I started seeing those changes, very small changes. And I remember that, okay, we were going to, and I've shared that with you. So we were in Chennai for one of Jayashrie's function, and we were staying. And both me and my son, we went out for a lunch date, right? And while he was being a 15-year-old, he's kind of very energetic and all. And he said, okay, let me bring the order from the counter. And we were sitting. While bringing, he just spilled all of it on the floor, right? And he was looking at me. Now, Mama is not there. Who is going to save me from from this? So, and I was the reason I'm saying this is because I was not aware that, okay, those changes have already happened. And I looked at him and I said, "Don't worry, beta. I think the vastu of this place is not great. Okay, let's change the table." And the counter fellow was looking intentively at me. That, okay, now the whole order is spilled. Whether this guy is going to pay me or not. And I told him, okay, can you please repeat the order? Uh, so I will pay for this. And then I requested one of the cleaning guys there to just kind of wipe the floor and all. And second time, so my son was not ready to go. Means he was obviously a little nervous, and then I told him again that to go and bring the order. So that way, I started to see that, okay, on the anger management part. So I'm getting, and it was only because I started to accept myself.
Correct.
Then about the expectation, right? So again, there is a story about me and my son and all teenage kids. Uh, so he used to kind of aspire to become a footballer all his life, right? So in last at least 4 5 years. And suddenly, when he came in 10th, so he took commerce in ninth just because, okay, Papa, I don't want to spend too much time on studies. I'll take commerce, and because I have to become Ronaldo and Messi of India. I said, okay, whatever you decide as career, that's your call. And once he comes in 10th this year, April, and by the time my personal coaching with you had already started, right? So he comes and he says, Papa, I don't know, I'm not feeling passionate about playing football. And if it was previous version of me, I would have scolded him left and right and center. I would have said, I've spent like 7-8 lakhs on your coaching. I used to wake up at 5 o'clock to take you to coaching, and now suddenly you are saying that okay, in 10th you are saying that okay, I'm not blah blah blah. I would have scolded him. It took me a couple of days of time to kind of uh, digest all that. And over a period of time, I remember that okay, I was taking him to a school one day on Saturday, so there was no bus, and I just asked him that, "Beta, I have a curiosity question. Why have you left football?" And he was like, "Papa, I'm feeling a little bit of pressurized, not because that okay expectation which you have or something, but because my body is not kind of supporting me at this point of time. And football is a very physical game, and I would like to do something, but let me see. I'm figuring it out." So I told him that, okay, beta, it's your wish and it's your life. Whatever you want to, just remember that Papa loves you, and he's always there for you. And while I'll be honest with you that okay, I myself I was surprised on my own behavior, right? So, so I can't, and all these things now, like my daughter, she has started to call me Poppins. Okay, so and it has all these things have started coming slowly, right? And um, means I have completed 19 years of my marriage already, and I'll be very honest in saying that okay, this phase of my life, so I'm in my best relationship with my wife, right? So and nothing has changed from her side or something. Everything has changed from my side, right? So you always used to say that okay, if you change yourself, if you change the glass of yourself, then everything around it will change for you, right? Those kind of things which has actually helped me a lot. uh, I actually understood the meaning of self love in the true sense, right? Earlier, if you remember, I used to ask you what I used to ask you because I'm curious. Is selfishness equal to self love? Okay, is arrogancy if I'm not kind of giving you enough respect, then it becomes self love because I'm only thinking about myself. And the way you used to explain it, that what's the difference between arrogancy and self love? What's the difference between selfishness and self love? Why a giver is not the personality of a giver is not always good for you, uh, and these and the way you delivered it means it was like I don't think so it is like tail means I would say that okay generic for everybody, that you are saying the same thing to everybody. It used to be like tailor made for every student, because I saw you kind of interacting differently with Arvind, differently with other people in the group, right? So that was tailor made. And then most important, which the change which I started to see in myself is that okay, I started to expect less from people. Okay, and and some of the things, the other thing, the detachment part of it, right? Uh, I will come to that. Letting go with love, I think, and the most important is that the unconditional love part of it. So again, I had a notion that okay, if I love somebody, let him hate me or do anything, and I will still love him, and that is unconditional love. No, it it is not. I was so wrong so many decades, right? So I always say that, okay, why didn't I find you to 20 years back? My life would have been different. But maybe I was so stubborn, so this kind of person that, okay, I had to kind of change myself, come to a platform just to get somebody like you to kind of change my life. and and it is not like, because this is a discussion, this is an interview, I'm saying this, you know it, that okay, already, that okay, what changes have come into my life, and how it has been done. So coming to like detachment part of it. So detachment, I used to think that, okay, if I'm detached, that means that, okay, I don't have to speak to that person. I don't care whether that person is alive or dead. I just need to kind of manage my work and all. Uh, but actually, I understood that, okay, the detachment part of it is, and which is very close to kind of unconditional love, is that you have accepted that that person will always be like that only. Okay, and still you you give him or her love from a distance, give them space that, okay, if whatever journey they want to take it in their life, right? So I always had a very clear cut definitions of right or wrong about everything, right? Okay, this is right,
Mm.
this is wrong, this is right, this is wrong. and and just to give a reference about my friend again, so because of you, I understood that, okay, everybody has their own journey, right? Just because that I have my own journey, and it is in a particular way, like if I say that, okay, my journey is from maybe Bangalore to Mumbai, not everybody in India will only travel from Bangalore to Mumbai. I still remember you giving me the example of a local train that, okay, if you think that, okay, from Borivali to wherever this particular train number goes, and if your son is saying, no, no, that is not 205, that is 705, and you have traveled by that train for 20 years in your life, you will not accept it, right? That, okay, means you, because you know the truth. But if you let your son do that mistake, take 705 train, and after 2 or 3 station, if he understands that, okay, he's on a different route, he will come back and say, okay, Papa, you were right, it is actually 205 train. And then also you don't have to kind of show attitude, मैंने बोला ही था, मैंने तो बोला ही था ना, वो पापा की कौन क्यों सुनना है ये. But you accept it him as it is, then that person will stay.
Mm.
That I have experienced in my life, right? So I could bless this friend of mine that, okay, it's your journey, whatever, and you are responsible for your own journey. But unfortunately, it is not my journey. So I'm on a different journey, and there was no messiness, nothing, right? So it is something like that. Okay. If I have or if you are not my friend, then that doesn't mean that, okay, automatically you have become my enemy, right? So I still want you to eat, but not at my table, right? So that was a major takeaway. You also mentioned one time that, okay, why are you so focused on one person, or maybe making some kind of changes, or value add to one person, right? So there are thousands and thousands of them outside who need your support and guidance, and who are ready for that. So why don't you kind of will help them out, right? Because you are a helping person, you are a kind person. So there are so many out of you. Why you are focused on one person? And then by God's grace, I think it was last week of March or first week of April, I happened to join one group. And then after 3 or 4 weeks, and just to cut the story short, at this point of time, means what I started to do was that to contribute. Okay. small contribution, very small contributions. And then one day and that was my first talk on a public platform. I think it was 2nd of September now. So uh, I I shared my story when I was a 16-year-old guy,
Correct.
and it was like I'm I'm having goosebumps in sharing this itself. Let me have a sip of water.
Absolutely.
So the response was so overwhelming. There were so many people. So in that, I actually just to give a brief that okay, uh, I shared that okay, when I was 16-year-old, what kind of personality I had and why that personality I had. uh, I only shared my part of story that okay, how a 16-year-old boy thinks actually, and then a particular incident which changed my life 360 degree, and what generally we break trust these days very often, right? So we don't understand that okay, the price of breaking the trust we only get to know after we break the trust, not before that.
Yes.
So when I broke trust for the first time, so what was the price I had to pay? And it was like in the end, it was like lessons learned. So that was taken very positively, and uh, it was a great experience sharing my own life story. And there were like close to 100 people listening to it at 5 o'clock in the morning, right? So then the kind of flood of personal messages and calls I received. So many parents, like within this group, they approached me saying that okay, oh my son is also behaving like you. He's in class 10th and he has a girlfriend. Okay, now I understood that okay, why he's looking out for validation outside. Okay, I have a daughter who is in 10th and she's having a boyfriend, and now I understood that where I was wrong. Okay, now I understand why my husband is behaving like this, why I understand that my wife is behaving like this. So it was a great experience, and from then on, like, and even before that also, uh, just to give an example that I am not a PhD, but I am helping a lady who I have never seen, never met. She stays in Jammu. Okay, to help her in her PhD, because for last 5 years she has been trying, but it's not happening. But now she is saying that okay, yes, I know that okay, I will get it done. I kind of helped one person in getting the promotion in an organization. So different ways. So actually, what the reason I'm giving these examples, not to brag about myself, by I'm giving these examples because I got the idea that okay, there are people who are outside there who need help. Okay, and they are ready to execute. Okay. So that is one of the greatest learning, I would say that okay, I got it from you, uh, stating that means yes, if you want to help, and if there are always people who are there out there, who want help actually. And this has kind of just to share that okay, there is a core group within this particular group has like 800 people across India right now, and there is a core group of around 8 to 10 people who actually manage the whole group, manage the daily activities of getting means 5 a.m. And all that. And now I'm part of that core group. I'm an admin for that, and this has happened within 5 months of me joining, right? So this group is like more than a year old, around I think 1 year, 3 months old, and within 5 months I have reached this place.
Yes.
And uh, and the tagline which has been given to me is that okay, ये इस ग्रुप के फेविकॉल है, so ये जोड़ के रखते हैं सब लोगों को.
Mm.
It is knowing me. and you know me better. So knowing me, I know that okay, I was not like that. And in 6 months' time, means I always tell everybody that in 6 months' time, Payal has kind of ripped me apart, made changes in me. I think 360 degree, 180 degree, whatever we want to call it. But from that stubborn Rishi who used to be kind of uh, like short tempered, who was always like, okay, I am always right and my way or highway kind of person. When I receive some kind of compliment that, okay, you are such a great leader, you connect well with people, you are at such a high position in the organization, but you are down to earth. That that is not like okay, me naturally who has gone you. It is all because of you, and that's why I always say that okay, I it would be a kind of you should reach out to masses, because there are so many thousands and lakhs of people who are out there who need you actually. And so that is about it. One more thing I wanted to mention was your about your prayer service, right? So what an idea. That means you have I, you are doing it for a couple of years now. It's during COVID, I think you started, and I myself, I see that okay, what are the changes it has come brought. Some few of the things where I had no control, like for example, I told you that okay, I lost my father last year, and my father and mom, they were together for 55 years before I lost my father, and I had no clue that how she will survive. Means I even kind of gone up to the extent that okay, I went to an astrologer and asked that okay, whether would I lose my mom also within a year or so. And the astrologer, and God bless her, she is a good astrologer. She said okay, we don't talk about life and death in astrology. So, but then I started praying for her through your prayer service. That okay, peace of mind, peace of mind. And today, she laughs almost every day.
Wow.
Every day she laughs on one thing or the other. I will make her laugh or something. Um, in during this process, in last 6 months, so um, so I'm the eldest one, so always the eldest son is attached to the mom more, right? So I always used to fight with her also. I used to love her also, but I used to fight, argue with her also. But after my father has passed, slowly I came to realize that okay, I should be more of a nurse rather than a son that okay, who is arguing. So now it is like okay, when she says something which is like little illogical in my from my son avatar point of view, uh, I always think that okay, I laugh it out and then I tease her and all that, and she will start laughing at me. Like for example, I completed my 49 years, and for last 1 week or so I'm teasing her. मम्मी आपने मुझे तो कुछ दिया ही नहीं, कम से कम 49,000 ही दे दो, कुछ तो कुछ तो because what she will do, she will give to my wife, she will give to my both kids, okay, and then she will say तेरे पास तो सब कुछ है, तेरे को क्या देना है? मैं कहा, सब कुछ है वो ठीक है, लेकिन आपसे लेने का जो मजा है ना, वो मजा कुछ और है. so so that relationship has also uh, improved, not improved, I would say it is at a next level. Coming to my health part of it.
Yeah, but I'll stop you just for a minute to tell all my viewers a little in brief what he has shared. So before he started his journey of self-love, so as he said that there was very little acceptance, and there was a lot of expectation from others. he has been a very good person, like very kind hearted. He always wanted to help. He always has this in his heart that he wants to contribute in every person's life he meets. But he always landed in a painful ending of a relationship. He never got that kind of response that he was looking, because he was giving in that journey he got attached. So every time he lost his self, I mean, there was a self loss with every relationship. But after he took the journey of self love, he filled himself with self love, with self acceptance, with self forgiveness to such a great extent that his shift from one person or from specific validation or from, attachment, that shift went to, contributing without any expectations, giving without any expectations, and even after giving, uh, being at a position that you are completely full. Generally what happens when you give, you feel that, oh, I've become empty, I also now want someone to fill me. That was the case before. Now he's able to do it, and now he's become like a sun shining. He is not influenced by someone's praise, at the same time is not influenced by someone's behavior or action towards him. That makes him possible to give unconditionally to everyone, contribute, help, and shine like sun. So there's a total shift in his personality. Now, when he's giving, he's no more getting pain, because his vibrational frequency of giving has changed. His energy has changed. So now his relationship, not only with his spouse, with his children, with his mother, but everyone around him has changed completely. Now everyone sees him, like looks up to him, and admires him for the kind of positivity he holds. Now he's a, like a very expanded aura he has now. He is charged with positivity, with love. So everywhere he goes, he gets back that love and respects, and he never knew that he would get it. So now, when he's talking about the group, here people love him for who he is today, and to such a great extent that he had his birthday on 9th of September. People did so many things, planned so many surprises to show how much they loved him, or how much they love him, respect him for being who he is today. So this is the shift that he has got. He was in a painful relationship, focused only on one person, or the past experiences he had in his relationship. He was empty within. He had that attachments, and he was finding it very difficult to manage all those pains and sufferings in those relationships. And today he is like full of self love, self acceptance, and spreading love and light to everyone. And he's receiving that back because he is in that higher vibrational frequency of self love. So this is the idea, behind the courses, behind the programs that I do. And I'm so happy to see one of my students taking this journey so beautifully, that within few months he has got this shift, and he is living now that reality of his. He has created, he has manifested it, and he's been living that. So that's a wonderful achievement. Congratulations. And I'm super proud as a trainer to see you growing tremendously on this journey.
Yeah, Payal. So you are not just a means I always tell you also that okay, you are a dynamo in my life, right? So you are that north star that okay, which I would be looking up to. I think through my life till the time I am alive, right? So thank you so much for whatever you have done to my life, right? So yeah.
My pleasure. Yes, you can now tell us about your health, how that has also changed.
Yes. So health part of it, and before that, very briefly about my corporate journey, right? Uh, so like you mentioned that okay, you have to start manifest, you have to start attracting things, right? So through visualization and last year I changed my job during COVID. My workplace is in was in Pune, I would say, right? So in my current job, and I was always thinking that at some point of time I'll have to go back to office, right? Go back to Pune, and then the same thing because I don't know how to cook. The whole process of okay, I have to again take a house because both my kids are in board, so I can't shift the family, so I have to take a house and then again a cook and then all that, and Pune is like it's not a overnight journey kind of thing. You have to take a flight and all that. And I was thinking then. I started to kind of manifest that okay, I'm in Bangalore only. I'm in a job and I'm in Bangalore. And to my surprise, in April of this year, this particular organization opened their office in Bangalore. Okay. In the starting, I actually applied for transfer and it was denied. It was denied that okay, no, we have hired you for Pune, and you have all the leadership people sitting in Pune. So what will you do alone in Bangalore and blah 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 blah.
Correct.
So so one of the other things which I have learned is that before I used to do a lot of things very like hard work, because what I have learned is in my previous avatar is that मिलेगा मुझे सब कुछ लेकिन जूते घिस घिस के मिलेगा. That was a kind of it was cemented within me. So, but now after your coaching and all, now I have started to kind of 100% surrender myself to the universe. That okay, जो मेरे लिए वो I've started to live that okay, मन का हो तो अच्छा, मन का ना हो तो ज्यादा अच्छा, right? क्योंकि वो फिर यूनिवर्स के मन का हो रहा होता है. So I kind of put in the prayer, sent it to universe that okay, अच्छा होगा कि अगर मेरा यहाँ हो जाए, but whatever you do, it is acceptable. In the month of August, my local leadership reached out to me. Okay, but what happened in the background, and see how if universe has to make something happen, how it makes it happen. So earlier, within my department, there was nobody in Bangalore, so they did not allow me to be alone. Suddenly, there was some reorganization within my department, and suddenly there were like 50 people who were already there in Bangalore, and they were transferred to my department only. Okay, and they had no senior leader in Bangalore. Okay. Now it is like okay, we have to put a leader in Bangalore. So my leadership came back to me, without me asking, hey Rishi, are you still okay to go back to Bangalore? Wow. And on 5th of September, so this month is like, okay, really, really special. You have mentioned about birthday and my first talk on 2nd of September. So on 5th of September, I have been officially transferred to Bangalore. I have taken up as in charge of Bangalore office as well. So it is, uh, so now I have understood that, okay, magic starts where the logic ends. Correct. So earlier I used to be like, okay, ये मुझे करना है, ये मुझे करना है. It was all about that, okay, I have to do like this and then it will happen. And I think you mentioned that, okay, remove I, me, myself from between, right? So why you are taking so much of load, and especially in my friend's case, you mentioned that, okay, leave it to the God, leave it to the universe, and it will do best, right? And from then, it is not only about that aspect of it. Even in my corporate life, it is the same. I don't do any kind of politics in office because I know whatever is for me, it will come to me. Absolutely. So there is no point doing any politics. And because of that, what is happening? I have good relationship with everybody. Means A will fight with C, but both will talk to me. Correct. Okay, so and then both will say, why are you talking to him? And that guy will say, why are you talking to him? And I keep laughing in between, right? So this is on the corporate side. On the health side, I think means I had a situation of diabetes, which was there since 2018. And during this journey, I came to know that okay, generally and now it is proven by science as well, that generally diabetes happens when people have lack mentality. And I remember I used to have that. Means I constructed my house, but I never used to like my house. Okay, oh ये छोटा है, यहाँ पे ऐसे नहीं किया, वो नहीं किया, blah blah blah. Okay, I means whatever car I am driving, I never used to like that. So I always used to yearn for more, right? अरे ऐसा होना चाहिए, ये करना, उसके पास देखो ये है and all. And from the time I started to accept myself, okay, these changes started to happen. So just to give you example, at the start of the year, people who know about little bit of diabetes, there is a parameter which is like it captures the reading for average reading for last 3 months. And parameter is that okay, if it is below 6, then you are non-diabetic. If it is between 6 and 7, then you have good control, and then 7 and above is like you are diabetic. So I used to, I in the start of the year, I had it like 7.8, which is like very high level of diabetes. And recently, in the month of August, last week of August, and I shared that with you, Payal, that time also, is that okay, my parameter came to 6.3.
Wow.
And I have made absolutely no changes in my lifestyle. Okay, I'm still eating what I want to eat. Means I'm obese. I like all the junk foods in the world. Uh, with little moderation, little bit of changes. I would not say that no changes, with little bit of changes. But the change which happened was which was inside when I started to kind of. I remember a technique which you did with me, where the cells of the body were, instead of fighting with each other, they were fighting outside, right? And they are in alignment, and I could feel that inside me. So now my next thing is that okay, in my next test, I'm 100% sure that it will come below 6. uh, but again, it is because of that when I started to accept myself, so that lack mentality has kind of gone. I love this house now. I love my car, which is like 15-year-old. I'm still planning to kind of drive it for another 5 years. So in Bangalore, otherwise I always used to think, oh, मेरे पास Mercedes होना चाहिए, मेरे पास BMW होना चाहिए. I have understood that okay, those things don't matter, right? So the kind of memories which we create, the kind of relationships which we have, the kind of happenings. I remember seeing one of your reels where you mentioned that okay, all the solutions, all the happiness is inside us only, and you mentioned in one of the other reels that okay, we invest our 99% of the energy to run after 1% of happiness which is outside, but actually we should invest 99% of our energy into that 99% of the happiness which is inside us and which doesn't cost a penny, right? So those kind of things, now maybe since I'm little aware, little ready, that is why I'm able to understand these things. uh, Again, a big big thanks to you,
My
right?
pleasure.
So on that. So this was about my career, my relationship, my health areas. I'm loving my life every second these days, right? And I have very open kind of communication with my kids, with my wife. Even if it is sometimes when it becomes difficult. Just to give an example, that recently when I mentioned about it, I became overwhelmed with the responses which I received. Uh, so these people used to call me till like 2 o'clock in the night as well, right? So I remember I had asked my son to do something, and when I checked with him after 2 days, he said that I had some doubt, but you don't have time. You are always on phone. And if it was my earlier version, I would have kind of scolded him, saying that okay, अपना काम तुम करते नहीं हो और मेरे को ऐसे कर बोल रहे हो. But it got me thinking, right? So that same day, means I asked Jayashree, my wife, both my kids to sit, and I explained all three of them the current situation. That see, it has become very overwhelming. I'm getting so and so many calls, but you have to understand that you people are my first priority, right? So again, no disrespect, but like we all call Mahatma Gandhi as father of nation. But I always am sensitive of the fact that okay, he never had great relationships with all his four sons, right? So he was the father of the whole nation, but he had to give the price at home. I'm not ready to give that price. So like you mentioned that okay, I am kind-hearted. My purpose of life is now it is there on my DB is that okay, somebody should look at in my eyes and say I did not give up because of you. That's my purpose of life. But it starts from home.
Yeah, charity begins at home.
Yeah, it starts from home. So I communicated very clearly with them that you are my first priority. And this change also has come in me like about 100% clear communication, whatever is there, without any anger, without any expectation. So that is another example I wanted to kind of share with you. Yes, you have mentioned about that all the love which I am getting. Yes, it is like it is like I'm living a dream life kind of thing, right? So people whom I have never met, never spoken, they sometimes I get a call. Okay, can I call you? I have some issues to discuss. And every time when this kind of call or this kind of messages come, I always remember you, Payal, and that statement that, okay, why are you stuck with one person? There are thousands of them outside who are waiting for you. I'm planning to launch my official Instagram channel very soon. And I have very clear mindset that, okay, what would be the idea behind that? And it is all about help, all about people. So bless me that, okay, maybe I'll get some more success there.
Later.
Uh, uh, One more thing, which is a development as of today morning, 5:30. Within this group, there are four other people who have approached me, and together we are forming a company together, and which will means it is again a side hustle for all of us. We don't know that what will be the next step and all. But I was amazed that okay, three of them are the founders of this particular group. Okay, and two of us are means one. The fourth one is like okay, from there since day one. I am the only one who you can call that okay newbie in this, and they said no, you are part of it, and it is very soon it will be kind of registered and all, and I'll keep you updated about that. But yeah, so again, lots and lots of thank you for that, and yeah, if you want to ask any other question, I'm
Yes.
here.
Yes. So before asking, I'll again give a short understanding. So self-love helped Rishi to fill himself with self-love, to heal his existing relationships, attract more fulfilling relationships. At professional front, he could heal the vibrational frequency. Many a times he came across politics and some games, negative games that are played generally in any workplace, and people then get stuck, and they really a lot of people come to me and they ask that we go through a lot of dirty politics in our office, what to do, how to deal with it. We get stressful. So generally in such case we raise our vibrational frequency to such a great extent, and we give so much love and peace and healing energy to everyone related to workplace. Instead of adding negativity, we just raise ourselves above, and then we see the entire scenario getting changed without hurting or without doing anything wrong with anyone. And that becomes a win-win situation, because that is how the universe works. And Rishi has done that a few times in his workplace, and he has seen the results coming out of it. So now he's doing exceptionally well in his workplace also. Again, he has got better and I would say dream opportunities in the group that he's into now. He has got business opportunities, he's got many other things to do, because he's now attracting people of the same energy, because he has set his energy to at certain frequency, and now it has become like a very natural thing for him to attract this. About diabetes, generally we say that whenever there is lack of self love, because it is very much connected with any of the diseases, basically a psychosomatic disease, which is related to your mental and emotional state. So when there is too much of lack of self love, you feel your self worth is low, you're not valued, you're not loved, you're not taken care of, and there's a self loss every time you come across, you see that some or the other organ in your body gets affected, the performance of the body goes down. So diabetes is one of them. And when he started loving himself so much, when he started attracting love easily and naturally, there he saw a shift uh, in the performance of his pancreas. So he did not do much change in his lifestyle. We don't say that you don't do it. Of course, eat healthy, do exercise, all of that is must. But along with that, mental and emotional state is very important. You cannot avoid or neglect that part and say that I'm doing a lot for my physical fitness and I'm not getting the results. It's because your mental and emotional energy is not backed up by what you are doing physically. So this is one more big example that if you want to heal any of the diseases in your physical body, you need to heal your mental and emotional body, which was exactly done by Rishi. So Rishi has seen significant changes in his life just by shifting his state of emotion from sufferer to the state of self-love. And today, because of self-love, he's able to attract whatever he wants because he has accepted his life. Accepting one's life does not mean that you are not going to change it, but it is just to bring in the alignment within, the peace and harmony within, uh, inculcating the quality of gratitude, because every time you're not accepting, you are complaining. So the first thing is that you express gratitude for what you have, because when you value things in your life, you value who you are and what you have in life, it opens the door for attracting more and more of it. So that is what Rishi has been successful in doing through variety of programs that he took from me. And I really congratulate. So it's never the attempt or dedication of the trainer alone, because trainer always would be dedicated to bring a change, but it is always the students involvement, how much passionate they are, how much dedicated they are, how much they want to really heal and transform their life, how much surrendered they are. Now if you see, Rishi comes from a very professional background. He's at a very good level of his career, but he has been very surrendered to me from the day one. He never carried that air of being from a corporate background, knowing lot, earning huge amount. He always had that feeling of surrenders towards the courses he did from me, towards me, my teaching methodology, everything, and that is why it worked. So when you have that faith and surrenders towards your trainer, you would see that you will get the change that you have come here for, and that is what happened exactly with Rishi. And I'm so happy and proud of Rishi that he could get what, in fact he got more than he expected to get from this program, and is still continuing. This is the journey, it's just started. There is a lot that is going to come. And now he is going to launch his Instagram channel. That is what I always want my students to grow. I have another student who has started her cake shop, and she's again on Instagram. So people are growing. That is what is the idea. When I see you all growing, it's the ultimate growth for me. So I wish you all the luck, and I bless you with many followers, and I really bless you that you keep inspiring every person you meet in your life. You can keep inspiring and spread love and light to everyone. I'm really happy. Rishi, I would want you now in very short, briefly, let us know like 4 5 points why someone would join SPG programs to learn self-love. What is unique about emotional detox or the advanced program, and specifically about the personalized program? 3 to 4 points that you think you would not get it anywhere else.
Okay, so first and foremost means I would start with that most important point, I would say, and the most important point is always you, Payal, right? So because I have also seen you from almost like 8 9 months now, starting from the last year, and 10 months to be precise now, and I have already recommended like two more people. I joined your program along with my friend, and then I have recommended two more people. and everybody gives the same kind of feedback. Everybody gives the same kind of feedback. Nothing has changed. Means you have grown multifold during these 10 months, but nothing has changed in that. And please be like that only. Uh, the kind of dedication I have seen from you towards your students, whether it is me or somebody else, you mentioned uh, about the lady who bakes cakes, right? So it's like it's like amazing. Her story is like okay, simply out of the world, right? So after 16 years of suffering, and suddenly she's on cloud nine right now. Uh, so it is the first point is always you, right? So the second point is it is never about time when we talk to you, right? So it is always obviously everybody has 24 hours, but when you set a time, you value that time, and then it is like okay, the other person also starts valuing that time, and that is one of the reasons that we get best out of that time. Means I always used to remember that everybody else, means as I said that I've done many courses. um, the personal one-to-ones will be of like 30 minutes, maximum of 1 hour. If it stretches by like 10 minutes due to any reason, again, I'm not comparing, everybody is good in their own terms, but it shows. It shows that okay, it has been stretched. With you, I remember I have touched even 5 hours with you, right? So, and you never ever I have seen, and I'm sure that it is with all the students of you, you have never left a session without logically concluding it. And and there were twice incidents I remember. You have disconnected the call after completion of like 4.5 hours and all, and then called me back after 15-20 minutes stating, Rishi, एक technique है उसको कर लेते हैं. And I was like, I am totally drained out. I am totally drained out. And here she is coming back, okay, 15 minutes अभी और करना है. Okay, पायल चलिए करते हैं. So that is definitely the second point, right? Third point, okay, the lifetime access to your course. Okay, so that means you can't even imagine that what kind of confidence it gives, right? Okay, because life is always a roller coaster. It goes well, then it will definitely go down for us to take our few more lessons and all. It is so much of confidence at the back end that okay, if there is something wrong, I don't have to kind of enroll for one more course. I can go back to this course, go back to kind of learnings from there and see that, okay, if something can be applied.
True.
Right? And the standard of these contents are like, okay, up to that level, right? So just to give one example, I always used to think that meditation means a soft voice, the very calming, guided music, and I should sleep, right? Your was the only course where you mentioned, no, 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 it is not for sleeping, Rishi. It is you need to kind of keep your mind active, right? And if you remember, I actually approached you also that okay, it seems little on a higher pitch, and you said, yeah, it is intentional. So that was the first time I got to know that okay, any technique or anything, it should not always be like calming and soothing and then going towards the sleeping side of it. So third part is the course content, and fourth part is the environment which you give, right? So everybody can open up to you, right? So I don't know how you do it, but you give that vibes to us that okay, yes, come, you are at a safe place, you can open up. And I know a lot of people who do NLP techniques and all, and I myself know how NLP works. In some, I would not say that I'm a expert, but in some form or the other, it is not about the techniques only, because techniques are the same. It is everywhere. But the way you kind of let people open to you, so that connection is already established. So then whatever you want to kind of pass on, it comes without any hurdles, right? So because we are in the state of like receiving, we are kind of in this state of embrace, right? Okay, yes, whatever is coming, it is for my good and it is coming. There are no questions in our mind or in our heart that okay, hey, why is she saying this, or why that. So that is that is definitely like one of the most important things which is part of your course. And I would recommend these courses to everybody, each and everybody, because after so many years, after like more than 45 years, I realized that the self-love is the foundation of any building our life, right? So we cannot means we want, all of us want to be successful both in terms of materialistic and non-materialistic, but if our foundation is weak, we cannot make high rises on that. And this your program is kind of it, what it does, it demolishes our current building. Okay, leave aside, you create the foundation, bigger foundation, stronger foundation, and then you help us to kind of rebuild our successful life, right, on that. So thanks to you for that.
My pleasure. Thank you
Yeah.
so much. Thank you.
And just one comment, don't think that you are just a trainer, right? So though you deliver, but you change lives. So it is not about just being a trainer. And maybe the last thing, right? So since you are a sadhak, you are a qualified sadhak, since you play with energy or you operate at the energy level, that might be one of the reason which keeps you apart from any other coaches who work on NLP techniques or any other life coaches. So and also you mentioned about gratitude. I have gone through your like very old videos and all. You have done so much, you have contributed so much to the society, like okay, and that too for without charging anything. Your prayer service is one of them. So I've seen that okay, your videos where you have kind of talking about self-love to ladies in some society and all that. So all that is adding up, all their blessings are adding up, and then i think I think I'm like really blessed that okay, I reached out to you. Thank you.
Thank you so much for your kind words of
I
appreciation.
should say this to you. Actually, you are
Thank
my real guru,
you.
right? So when it comes to life.
Thank you. Thank you so much for this wonderful sharing of yours. I'm sure this video will inspire many, many people to take the journey of self love ahead. Thank you. Thank you, Rishi.
Yep.
Stop.